Dark Shadows, number 101, VTR 11266, air 111466, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. I have stumbled upon a secret that is both terrifying and dangerous. However, so far I am safe, as long as Roger does not suspect that I know it was he who lost the pen at the spot where Mr. Malloy died.
Carolyn, did you actually tell Vicky that I had Burke's pen the night that Malloy died?
You did, didn't you?
Yes, I had it, but I had every intention of returning it to you.
But you lost it on the way to the meeting. So what?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I mean, why all this fuss about that fountain pen? When I told Burke you'd lost it, he didn't seem to care very much.
Of course not. Why should he? But you actually told Vicky in so many words that I was the last person to have the pen before Malloy's death.
Well, I don't think I put it exactly like that. What does Burke's fountain pen have to do with Bill Malloy's death?
Not a thing.
I've got it. That fountain pen wasn't really a fountain pen at all. It was one of those secret weapons like spies use.
Don't be ridiculous.
Bill Malloy was a double agent working for the Reds. And that fountain pen was a hypodermic needle containing a deadly poison that you make yourself down in that locked room in the basement.
Carolyn, don't jest about the death of a man.
I'm sorry, Uncle Roger. I'm just so tired of seeing long faces around this house. Right now, I'm very happy. I have a date, and I'm going to have a good time. And I can't be bothered about what I said to Vicky about a pen.
And of course. You shouldn't be.
Do you like my hair this way?
What? Oh, yes. Very nice.
Do you think Burke will like it?
I'm sure he will.
Then you don't really object to my going out with him?
Would it make any difference if I did?
No. But it would be nice to have somebody approve of something I did for once.
Well, now that's asking too much, Carolyn. In all good conscience, I can't approve of anything Burke does.
Maybe I'm just going out with him to find out what he's up to. You know, like a secret agent.
In all seriousness, kitten, remember one thing. Burke is not a man to play around with.
What makes you think I'm playing around with him?
Well, perhaps you're not. But did it ever occur to you that he may be playing around with you?
I don't believe it. But even if he is, we ought to have a lot of fun.
Where did you say Vicky was?
Oh, I didn't say. She went into town to run some errands.
Did she say who she was going to see?
Nope. For all I know, she was going to the post office or to the Collinsport coffee shop for a soda. I didn't ask.
Collinsport Inn.
Don't get in such a tizzy. She'll be back very soon.
How do you know she will?
Because she promised me faithfully to have that car back in time for me to leave for my date with Burke.
Are you sure she didn't mention any particular place she might be going?
Well, of course I'm sure. Just be patient.
I'm afraid I've been patient for too long. I have to find out where Miss Vicky Winters is right away. David, you've seen Miss Winters.
Yes.
Oh, where is she?
How should I know?
Now, I just this minute asked you if you had seen her.
I have. This morning when we did lessons.
Well, haven't you seen her since?
Well, I saw her driving out in Carolyn's car.
How long ago?
I don't remember.
David, listen carefully. Did you hear any particular place that she might have gone?
Yes,
Where?
into town.
But where in town?
She didn't say. Father? Would you like to see a picture that I was drawing?
Not at the moment. I have more important things to do.
But this is important, too. It shows what's going to happen to the man that killed Mr. Malloy.
They don't hang people anymore. Not in this state, anyway.
That's too bad. Miss Winters, you can come out now. Why didn't you want my father to see you?
No reason, really. I'm in a hurry.
You heard what he asked. He's looking for you.
I know.
Well, why? Did you do something wrong?
I don't think so. Thank you for not giving me away, David.
I wouldn't give anybody away that my father was after. No matter who it was, I'd help them.
Maybe someday I can do a favor for you.
You can.
Well, name it.
Well, you could go to the old house with me and see if Mr. Malloy's ghost is still there.
Now, David, I'm not at all sure I did see a ghost. I may have dreamt the whole thing.
But this way you could be positive.
Well, I didn't see Mr. Malloy in the old house. You know perfectly well where I did see him.
Well, that was special. And if he's anywhere, he'd want to be at the old house.
Why?
Because that's where his friends are. I mean the other ghosts.
You have a wild imagination, David.
You said you'd do a favor for me.
All right, I will. But not right now.
Thanks, Miss Winters.
Who is it?
Vicky!
Come in, come in. Maybe you can help me.
All right, I just wanted to bring back your car keys and say thank you.
Put them on the dresser. Now, Vicky, what do you honestly think I ought to wear for my date with Burke tonight?
Is that still on?
Why shouldn't it be?
No reason. I just thought, well, I don't know. I thought maybe your mother might have found out about it, or your Uncle Roger.
Uncle Roger did find out about it. He was dead set against it at first. But then he calmed down.
He didn't object?
Uncle Roger objects to Burke on general principles.
How did he find out?
How do you suppose? That little snoop of a cousin of mine. Hears all, tells all. Okay, Vicky. What do you think?
I like them both.
Well, so do I, but which one do you think Burke will like better?
Well, knowing Burke, and I don't know him very well, I should think he'd probably like the one you have on.
Good. If I change now, I'll have to redo my hair.
What time are you meeting him?
Oh, I've plenty of time.
It's strange that your uncle didn't object to your going out with Burke.
I don't know, he just sort of lost interest in it all of a sudden.
Why?
I know what it was. He suddenly got much more interested in where you were.
Did you tell him where I was?
Of course not, I didn't know. I told him you went to run an errand. As a matter of fact, Vicky, where did you go?
To the drugstore.
They deliver, you know.
Well, I didn't know what I wanted, what shade I wanted of lipstick.
What shade did you get? Can I see it?
I didn't get one at all. I couldn't find a shade I liked.
I keep thinking maybe I'll try a lighter one.
Well, you know, the darker ones are coming back in.
Oh, I'm glad. I really think it suits me better.
Do you know why Roger wanted to see me?
Why? Yes, it had something to do with that fountain pen Bert gave me. As soon as he found out I told you about it, he lost interest in everything else.
You told him I knew that he'd lost it?
Sure, why not?
What did he say?
Oh, nothing at all. He got a little bit sore because I made some crack about its being a secret weapon, saying it had something to do with Bill Malloy's death.
Did he seem alarmed?
No. He was just upset that I'd make a joke about anything that happened that night. I guess I shouldn't have, really. But it's all over and done with now. I can't keep mourning forever, can I?
Of course not.
Say, why didn't you run into Uncle Roger? You must have passed each other.
I guess that I came in the back way when he was going out the front.
That's too bad. Anyway, he's looking for you. If he would have sat still and waited, he would have seen you much sooner.
I guess he thought he'd see me coming up the hill in your car.
For once, he was wrong and I was right.
Yes. Is your mother in the house?
No, she and Mrs. Johnson went down to have a chat with Matthew.
Is she coming back soon?
I expect so. Mrs. Johnson has to get dinner. What are you so nervous about?
Nothing. I'm not nervous at all.
Well, whatever it is you are, you're making me terribly nervous.
I think I better find David anyway.
If you do see him, hit him over the head for me, will you? Preferably with a crowbar.
Hello, Evan. This is Collins. By any chance, is Vicky Winters at your place? No, I just wanted to see her. Well, if she should drop in, get in touch with me immediately, will you? It's urgent. Well, you can reach me at Collinwood. Right.
Hello, is this a Collins Port Inn? Would you connect me with Burke Devlin's room, please? Oh, well, could you try the coffee shop? He might be in there. Oh, I see. No message. Maggie!
Hi, Vicky. Hey, what were you so upset about in the coffee shop?
I didn't know it showed.
Well, you don't usually go out and forget your bag, do you?
I didn't even miss it.
Come on in.
that was really nice of you to come all this way just to bring back my bag. I guess I'd have missed it sooner or later.
You didn't answer my question. What was bugging you?
I don't think I can tell you.
Well, if it's like that, you have to tell me.
It's not safe to have this kind of knowledge.
Well, what's it all about?
It's about how Bill Malloy died.
What do you know about it?
I think I know more about it than anyone else in Collinsport.
I don't get it. How?
I found something that proves that Bill Malloy's death was not an accident.
I thought that was settled once and for all.
So did I. But we were wrong.
What kind of proof did you find?
That's not important. The important thing is that Bill Malloy was murdered.
Is that all you know?
No. I think I know who killed him.
Who?
I can't tell you that. There isn't enough evidence for a judge and jury, but there's enough for me. And there's a motive, too.
Vicky, I don't think you have the right to go around saying things like that.
What do you mean?
You know perfectly well what I mean.
Maggie, I don't understand you.
And I don't understand you. You pussyfoot around pretending to be so friendly with everyone. And all you succeed in doing is stirring up trouble. As a matter of fact, all the trouble in Collinsport started the day you arrived.
Burke Devlin arrived back that same day.
That has nothing to do with it.
Caught you this time, didn't I?
Let me go! Let me go!
What's going on out
I
here?
just caught him red-handed standing and listening to your conversation. It's just what he must have been doing earlier today when we were talking about my date. Then he had to go and blab everything to Uncle Roger.
I did not, and I wasn't listening. So how could I tell my father anything?
If I didn't feel so good, I could really belt you one.
You wouldn't dare.
Don't tempt me, David.
David, come back here.
Oh. How are you, Maggie?
I'm fine.
Good. Do I look all right?
You look lovely. Do you have a special date?
Very special. Good night.
Carolyn, ask Burke to phone me, will you? It's very important. Ask Burke to call you.
Well, of course, Vicky. You know I will. Good night.
Vicky, I'm not going to leave here until you tell me just what it is you know and who you suspect.
Don't you understand? If I tell you, you'll be in the same danger I am.
But what danger?
If the killer knows that I know about him, do you think he's just going to sit by and wait for me to go to the police?
Well, why don't you do just that?
Because I don't have strong enough evidence.
Vicky, what are you trying to do? Get yourself killed so you'll have more evidence?
Of course not.
Vicky, why don't you come home with me? My pop's there, and he's not the one you're talking about, is he?
Don't be silly.
You act so funny about the whole thing.
It's just that I promised someone I wouldn't say anything about it until the right time.
Who did you promise?
Burke Devlin.
Burke Devlin? You didn't have to promise him anything.
Oh, yes, I did. You see, he's mixed up in it.
Burke's been mixed up in everything ever since that accident.
That's just it. Bill Malloy's death is connected with that accident.
You mean all that stuff that he told us at my house was true?
It could be.
But he included my pop in that.
I don't know about that part of it. All I know is that the murderer left a clue, and he doesn't even realize it.
What clue?
It's a fountain pen. I found it at Lookout Point.
Vicky, you certainly ought to go and see the sheriff about that.
I can't, not yet. I shouldn't even have told you.
Don't worry about me. My lips are sealed, Vicky. I just wish you would trust me.
I do. I really do, but I told you how dangerous it could be.
Do you want me to stay here with you?
No, I'll be all right.
I ought to get home and start dinner.
You go ahead. And thanks again, Mag, for bringing back my bag.
I still wish you'd come with me.
I can't.
Is it because you can't trust my pop?
Oh, no, it's not that at all. I'm going to go upstairs and lock myself in my room until Mrs. Stoddard comes back.
You're braver than I am. Still, I guess you're as safe here as you would be anywhere else. She ought to be back pretty soon. I thought she never left the place.
Well, she doesn't leave the grounds. She's gone to Matthew's house.
Vicki, I could call my pop and tell him I have something to do.
Oh, no, please don't.
You know, I think you're a nut. Maybe you're right. Remember when we first met? Before you even came up to Collinwood. And I told you that I thought you were crazy to come here.
I remember.
Well, I still think so. Bye-bye.
Bye, Maggie.
Don't cry out. Don't make a sound.
Amnesia turns brother against brother in tonight's dramatic episode of The Big Valley at 10, 9 o'clock Central Time in color on ABC. Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.